Shidouryusei and Itoshi Rin are known as one of the best players in the entire Blue Lock facility. It was looking like Shidou had fallen off, however he made a comeback in the match against FC Barca, getting 2 goals in for the team. So now you might ask, who is actually a better player? Let's look at both of their abilities to see who is actually better now. Itoshi Rin has been known as the #1 player within the Blue Lock facility since his introduction in the second selection. The first ability that Rin has, which has been very prevalent throughout the second selection, is his playmaking abilities. Itoshi Rin is a player who controls the flow of the team's offensive play and is often involved in passing moves that lead to goals through their vision, technique, ball control, creativity, and passing ability. When he was younger, Rin was an instinctual player, but being trained and guided by his brother made him develop a notably logical and predictive style of playing. Whether on offense or defense, Rin's playstyle consists of him grasping the abilities of both his teammates and his opponents and forcing out their best plays and abilities, manipulating them in his efforts to score goals for himself. With every play he makes, Rin aims to crush his opponent quickly and efficiently. The second ability is his superior football technique. During the third selection, he scored an average of 2.5 goals a game, which was the highest among the top 6. His spatial awareness, ball control, power, and kick accuracy are only rivaled by a handful of players. The thing that made Rin perceived as being the best in Blue Lock is his willingness to cooperate with and create chemical reactions with his teammates. Rin's experience and techniques are advanced enough that he is able to play the role of captain, act as the focal point for an offense, play in defense, and even overcome high-level defenders, using their own strengths against them. The third thing that really stands out when looking at Itoshi Rin is his perfect kick accuracy. Rin's primary weapon is his highly accurate kick. His shooting and passing accuracy are near perfect, as demonstrated when he kicked 2 balls in such a way that they traveled different trajectories, yet still hit each other in midair. Rin's kicks are so accurate that he is able to score from long distances. Isagi implied that he could potentially score from anywhere below 35 meters, free kicks, and even directly from corner kicks. Even when being physically pressured by players like Shidouryusei or Karasu Tabito, he is able to make a pinpoint shot. Oliver Aiku notes that his shot power and accuracy decrease when he uses his left foot, but in most conditions where Rin can get off a shot, it is on target. Rin needs space and range to set up his shooting pattern, the denial of which can result in his shot being off. However, he uses his other weapons to find himself with plenty of both, making him one of the top scorers in Blue Lock. The fourth thing that really stands out is his spatial awareness. Rin analyzes the entire field, including the positions of himself, his teammates, and his opponents, in order to determine the best play. Rin's tactical ability and spatial awareness are at such a level that only Isagi can understand, counter, and rival his analytical ability. Rin is routinely able to predict the positioning and movements of other players, including Isagi, setting up traps and baits to lure them into unfavorable positions, intercepting their plays, and setting up his own. The fifth thing that really stands out about him is his puppet-controlling football. Rin's main play style is about controlling and manipulating what his opponent thinks. After identifying the strengths and weaknesses of each player on the field, Rin uses his superior technique, tactical and physical ability to manipulate them into scenarios that will result in a goal. He can do this by using his own abilities against the opponent, or by combining his strengths with his teammates. This style of football pushes his team's abilities to their limits and beyond, resulting in highly complex and effective passages of play that often result in a goal. The final thing that's not necessarily an ability but still very powerful is his flow state. Flow, as described by Ego, is the state of total immersion or being in the zone. It is the mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. Rin finally reached flow in the final minutes of the Japan U20 match. Rin's style of football usually revolves around precisely calculating the weapons of the players on the field and drawing them out to utilize them, manipulating the field for the best way to score. However, when in flow, rather than bringing out other players their weapons to efficiently utilize them, Rin draws out their weapons in order to shut them down. This usually involves Rin baiting them in some way to use their strongest weapon before overcoming them directly. While in flow, Rin is noted to be several levels above his standard abilities. Rin was able to completely defeat Teppei Neru, Miroku Darai, and Kazuma Neo in quick succession, using each of their weapons against them. Even Aiku could not stop him alone, but when assisted by Shidou, they were able to pressure Rin. Despite this, Rin was able to kick a powerful curve shot that missed only by a couple of inches. Rin is even able to neutralize Sei's dribbling as seen in the last minute of the U20 match, though his most impressive feat was entering flow during PXG's game against Manshine City, taking control of the field and directly scoring a hat trick through utilizing Berserker mode, which is a form of total immersion. If you resonate with the video so far, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Shidouryusei has been known as the second best in the Blue Lock facility since he got his introduction. But does that statement still hold up today, though? The first thing that stands out is the fact that he is a goal poacher. Goal poachers are forwards who wait in the 6-yard box or the penalty area for a cross, pass, or loose ball, and pounce to try to score a goal. Poaching refers to the fact that they will often score a goal out of the slightest of opportunities. That is, steal a goal. Goal poachers usually play as center forwards or second strikers. Shidou, with his sharp reflex and monster instinct, has an uncanny ability to position himself at a critical point in the penalty box and score goals that most players wouldn't even think to attempt. His self-sufficient play style revolves around him positioning himself perfectly towards the goal as he waits for the ball and scores goals. Shidou also has tendencies to take shots in mid-air and can even do so without looking, a testament to his skill as a poacher. He is an expert at producing monstrous goals from inadequate positions. The second thing is his unique football technique. His physical dominance, ball control, power, and kick accuracy are only rivaled by a handful of players. Shidou's skill and ego are so advanced that he was recognized by Sei, a genius of the professional world, and asked to join him on the Japan U20 team. With Sei's guidance, Shidou is able to evolve his level of play to new heights, scoring outrageous goals and forming a deadly duo that the Blue Lock 11 struggled to deal with. The third thing is his dominant physicality. Shidou is physically one of the strongest and most dominant players in Blue Lock. His physical strength alone was enough to make Gurimu Igarashi feel like his skull was getting crushed. For a more objective demonstration, Shidou was able to kick back Rensuke Kunigami, himself a physically imposing player. Shidou is able to leverage his superior physical ability over opponents, such as the more technique-focused Reo Mikage, and break past them in an off-the-ball fight. He does this in a variety of ways, using his body and his opponents to create momentum to break past them, or even jumping over them altogether. The fourth thing is his extreme spatial awareness. Shidou's main ability is his extreme spatial perception. As opposed to other types of spatial awareness that take into account players' positions and weapons, Shidou's spatial awareness is geared towards the goal at all times. This is the key to his perfect scoring ability within the penalty area, since Shidou is able to see the goal whenever he is in the penalty area, even without physically facing it. In addition to this, when he is in flow, Shidou is able to perceive the location of the goal even outside the range of the penalty area. The fifth thing that stands out are his reflexes. Shidou is able to reflexively take into account his position and his opponents to leverage his weapons for an ideal shot. His reflexes and speed grant him the ability to get to any point on the field faster than others could, and his natural ability to use all of his body parts optimally allows for him to perform incredible physical feats that are uncommon even to those at Blue Lock. He has shown this multiple times, but most notably when he scored a goal in the Japan U20 match, instantly reacting to Sei's high-speed pass. It is Shidou's unrivaled instincts that make him such a potent scorer in and around the penalty area, establishing him as one of the most dangerous strikers in Blue Lock. The final thing that stands out is his flow state, just like Itoshi Rin. Shidou entered flow in the middle of the Japan U20 match, being inspired by the passes he received from Sei and being pressured by the Blue Lock 11 defense. This led to him pushing his physical and perceptive abilities to their extremes and scoring a super goal. Now, who is the better of those two egoists? Let's use a point system to determine who is actually better for the major stats used in football. In terms of speed, I think that Shidouryusei is superior because of his flexibility on the pitch. I think that he has a more stable core as well for that reason, which means that the first point will go to Shidou. In terms of offense, I have to give the point to Itoshi Rin. This one is very close, but one of the major reasons why I'm giving it to Rin is because of how well he's able to manipulate the circumstances around him and the fact that his shots are insanely accurate. He is basically the more rational of the two, which means that his shots have more reproducibility than Shidou his offensive plays. In terms of shooting, it's very close again, but I have to give this one to Shidou, actually. I know that Rin, his shots are insanely accurate, and we must give credit for that. But you can't tell me that Shidou, his shots are just on another level. It's like he has got eyes on his back, much like metavision. But his metavision would be geared towards the goal alone, as that is all he seems to care about. For dribbling, I've got to give it to Itoshi Rin. The reason is quite obvious, I think, as the feats he has displayed in the U20 match are insane. Not only was he able to destroy the opponent's strong points, but he was able to defeat Itoshi-sei in a duel, so I have to give this one to Rin. And in terms of passing, Itoshi Rin wins as well. The reason why is because just like his shots, his passes are insanely accurate. Shidou really thrives amongst a player that understands him, but Itoshi Rin can make his own plays and scout out the people that are most useful for his quest to the goal. This means that Itoshi Rin has won against Shidou, with the difference being 1 point as the end score is 3-2. Watch this video on your screen next, manga readers. I'm out. Peace.